Hey guys, Ernie here and welcome to the Paleo Hiker MD channel. We've gone through some pretty serious weather here recently in Louisiana. We had Hurricane Laura come through, which knocked power out for about 12 days at our house. And then we had Hurricane Delta. Now thankfully that did not create as much problems with power. We were only out for about 12 or 14 hours. But we had a lot of water in the yard and got pretty close to getting some water in the house. Now, for many reasons, I've been looking for a larger scale battery bank or battery backup. You know, we often use just smaller battery banks to recharge our phones when we're traveling. They can have 10,000 milliamps, 15,000 milliamps, whatever it might be. I wanted something larger with more options for home emergencies. And it's funny how things work out because I do not accept many things to review here on the channel, but the company AllPowers reached out to me and said, hey, would you like to try our solar generator, which is one of these power packs, along with a solar panel to charge it with. And it couldn't have worked out better for me. I picked it up probably about a month before these storms hit. So obviously I have been able to put it to good use. We're going to take a look at it today. I'm really pleased with the product. So let's take a look at the solar generator and the solar panels from AllPowers. Thanks for watching, guys. So this is the device itself. Pretty cool looking. All right, you can see it's got a handle on top. The dimensions are 8.1 by 6.5 by 4.3, and it does weigh 8.7 pounds. Now this has a 372 watt hour or 100,500 milliamp capacity. They have one that's a little bit bigger in size and double the capacity, which is pretty awesome. It's got a high density lithium ion battery and it has 6 output modes. It's got a 12 volt cigarette right here. It's got 2 12 volt or 14 amp DC outputs, 3 fast charging USB ports. It also has 1 USB-C output right here. On top, you can see it has a wireless charger, which you can use for wirelessly charging your phone. It also has 2 AC sockets here in the front, which are really handy. We'll talk about those here in a little bit as well. It comes with an AC adapter to charge it. You can plug it right into this little input right here to charge it with AC power. Price on this is $249.99, which is pretty reasonable given what you're getting. If you look at other companies, Jackery or Goal Zero, this is a pretty good price. It also comes with a Bluetooth app. Let me show you all that. Hopefully you can see that a little bit better. It's got 47% charge. You can turn on, for example, the LED lights right here, and you can turn on whichever power supplies you want. They're not always on. You have to turn them on. For example, the AC, they'll pop on. You can see the AC just turned on. If you want to do the USBs, the DC will turn on. You can have them both on at the same time. Really handy. Very nice app, just in case you need it. I don't use it very much because you can see everything here, but if you want to know from across the room for whatever reason, it's just a nice little tidbit you can use. This is the solar panel, okay? It's pretty big. The dimensions are 20 by 25 by 1 inch thick. They're 100 watt portable solar panels. You just unsnap right here and you have this very large area. So the dimensions of the actual solar panel are twice the dimensions because you get one on each side, and you can put this out wherever you want. Let me snap that back real quick. This is where the connections are. It has one connection that's permanently attached, okay? It's got these little connectors, and you can hook this straight up to the actual charger. I'll show you guys that here in a second. These outputs are what are called MC4. They have a 25 amp max output. Most DC ports can only carry about 10 amps, so this really works a lot better. Maximum voltage is 18 volts. The maximum current is 5.4 amps. It does have different connectors, style connectors for Goal Zero or Jackery models, so you can use multiple things. It's got these as well for an extension. It weighs 7.9 pounds, which surprises me. It doesn't feel that heavy to me. The spec said 7.9 pounds. I would say this probably weighs more like 3 pounds. So I'm gonna have to double check that. That's what the spec said, but it doesn't seem right to me at all. You can connect this in parallel with other panels. So you can have, 100, 200, 300 watts and make a much larger panel if you want to out of multiple and get your power into one cord at the other end. It's waterproof. These cost $120, $119.99. Pretty good deal, I think, overall for what you get. Now we're gonna do some charging tests. We're gonna go 2 hours. 2 hours with sunlight and 2 hours on the AC adapter. We're going to see how much of an increase in charge we get from those two types of charging. Okay, so we're going to put this on to charge with AC power. Just got a little AC adapter here. I'm going to plug it into the side and you'll see how much power. We have 47%. We're going to set our timer to 2 hours and let's see how much we get a percent increase in 2 hours. All right, so you can see we're getting here towards the end of our 2 hours. We're at 77%. We started at 47. So we'll just cancel this basically right there. So we're at 30% increase in 2 hours, so about 15% per hour to recharge this under AC power. Next, we'll see how it works with the solar panels. So I had to wait a few days for me to get some sun that we could actually test out these solar panels. We're going to open these up. It is 12:12, so we should be able to get a tremendous amount of sun right now. Now, as of right now, this has 50% power. So 50%, I'm going to turn it off here. Once we plug this in, we'll automatically start to get power, and it shows that it is getting power. And what I'm going to do to try to improve the sun is I'm going to lay it up against there like that. That's pretty good. My phone's inside. I'm going to set it for 2 hours. We'll come back in 2 hours and see how much, pretty much full sunlight will give us on charge above 50%. There you go. So remember, we had 50%. Let's see what we got. Now, if I remember, we got 30% in 2 hours out of AC. It was 50%. It's 70%, 69, 70%. So 20% charge in 2 hours. So for the AC, we ended up with about 15% per hour. And on this one, we have about 10% per hour. I don't think that's too bad. You certainly don't expect solar to be as efficient as plugging into the wall, right? It's also November, so the sun does not get up in the sky as hot as it would be maybe in the summer. So I think this is pretty good. So 20% improvement or 20% charge in 2 hours with our 100-watt solar panels. Very simple product to use. If you want to use any of the outlets, whatever, you just have to make sure you turn it on. If you want to use the top, for example, the wireless, you just click on this little wireless button here. If you want to use the front panels here, which are just your standard AC plugs, just click and hold down the AC until it turns on. Hold it down, and you'll hear it just kick on. That's just the fan telling you that it's running, and it'll turn on whenever it needs to cool off. Just turn it off if you want to, and again, you can do all this with your app. If you want to turn on the DC, you just hold down the DC, and down here, a little DC button will turn on. Let's talk about some of the things that I've used with this product. I've charged any number of USB devices. You can use the USB devices on the front. You can plug straight into the USB. You can also, of course, plug in USB to the AC, whichever way you want to do it. I've charged my phone. I've charged batteries. I've charged battery banks. I've charged flashlights, headlamps, Bluetooth speakers. I've charged it all, and it lasts a long time. Basically, you're looking at 100,000 milliamps, so you just have to see how many milliamps your typical battery is, or your battery is, and then you can just divide it and see how often it'll do it. Fully charged, this will charge my iPhone probably 30 times. I charged my MacBook without any problem. I just put it in right here. Very importantly, this has a sine wave inverter that's very safe AC power, so you can plug things into these AC adapters and it will work just fine. Pure sine wave inverters are very popular on RVs. We had one on our RV before we sold it, and it just allows for safe transfer of that DC power over to AC power and creates a pattern of power that is not damaging to your electronics. Like I said, I've charged my MacBook. One full charge on my MacBook probably takes about 15% of the battery away, so not too bad. We also have, and this is something for you guys if you're interested in this, we have a real-time hot water heater. We have a state water heater, and it is, of course, propane, so it's tankless, but it does require AC power to control the control unit and adjust the temperature if you need to. So if you're out of power, even though you don't have an electric water heater, you still don't have hot water. So I thought, will this work? And it works like a charm. I can plug this thing into our water heater and it will run perfect if we're off the grid. You know, we have a generator, an actual gas and propane generator, but sometimes the power will just go out for 15, 20 minutes, an hour, whatever it is, and you can't have a shower. If you need to get a shower and you know the power is not going to take too long to come back on, you can plug this thing up and take your shower. I also plugged it in the other day to our iMac, worked perfectly, was able to run the iMac. I needed to get on the iMac for something, and we had moved it, and there was no easy power outlet there. I had to go find an extension cord, and I thought, I'll just plug it up to this, and it worked great. So another use is just hooking up your home PC or iMac. Works perfect. My next project is trying to figure out how to use it to power our emergency water well. We have a water well at our house that basically just feeds our pond. If the pond gets low, I'm able to turn on the water well and it puts water straight into the pond. Our house comes off of city water, which is a lot more convenient and safe, but I'd like to be able to use that water well in an off-grid situation. So I'm going to work on seeing how I can use this to do that, and I'll let you guys know if I'm successful. Like I said, guys, I don't review a lot of products here on YouTube. I get sent so many things that are really pretty cheap, and I know I would never use it, and I'm not going to review those things for you guys just to get free cheap gear. But this was a pretty cool opportunity, and it worked out at the perfect time. So far, I've used it. I mean, I have used the tar out of this thing. I've probably gone through 15 full cycles of power. I have not used the solar panel that much, to be honest with y'all, because even when we were out of power for 12 days, I could take this to my office and fully charge it during the day if I needed to, or we could take it to my mother-in-law's and she could fully charge it there if we needed. So I have used the solar panel some. It works very well if you have good sun. It's a big battery, so it takes a while to charge it, whether it be AC or solar, but it works really well, and I can tell y'all, so far I have used this thing and it has worked flawlessly. There are tons of units out there like this. Like I said, Goal Zero makes them. Jackery is very popular as well. They tend to be a little more expensive, and this is a nice option if you're looking something. It looks to me like AllPowers has made solar panels for most of their company's life, and they're new into this, and these are really nice. They have a larger one as well, and I would actually consider buying the larger one. I think it's about $350. Has double the capacity, and that would be really useful in certain situations, especially if you have like an off-grid cabin or something. This thing can really power a lot of stuff inside your house that you need. It's very convenient. So I will thank AllPowers for sending this to me. It was free of charge. They asked me to do an honest review. They did not ask for anything specific. They said if you'll use it and give us an honest review, we'd appreciate it. This is an honest review. I have used it a lot. We've had very severe weather at the house lately, and we've been out of power for about 14 total days, and we used this thing throughout. Worked great. Do me a favor, guys, if you like the video, make sure you hit the thumbs up down below. It really helps spread things across YouTube and helps my channel tremendously. If you haven't already, hit the subscription button so you won't miss any videos. And if you want to make sure that you're notified when I release new videos, hit that notification bell and you will be the first to know when I release new videos. It's a beautiful day here in Arkansas. Just enjoying the end of my first day here, shooting some videos and enjoying some time away and some relaxing time by myself. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I really think this is an awesome product and worth the money. As always, guys, I appreciate you checking out the Paleo Hiker MD channel. Stay tuned for more videos soon.